Well, this is ludicrous. This officer safety bull crap. Officer safety is supposed to be used when you've committed a crime, or they are just want to assume, making an ass out of you, out of me, that him and me, you and me. That's what assume is. ASSUME, me. An ass out of you and me. And so that's what they're doing. It's ludicrous. So you sit here, and plus when they order you out of vehicle for officer safety, there's nothing that states that they have the right to frisk you. They can't use officer safety to frisk you for a traffic violation. Only if you committed a crime that creates a victim can they frisk you for a weapon. Other than that, they cannot. So then for officer safety, when they got you out of the vehicle and detained, they can cuff you. So you can't grab any weapons that may be on you, because they can't frisk you for weapons if you have any weapons on you. So for that little bit of period of time that they cuff you, and then they do everything they need to do, and if they're letting you go and they take them cuffs off of you, and they can't frisk you before to make sure you ain't got no weapons on you before they uncuff you, well, their safety is in danger. Because you're uncuffed, you can get to a weapon on you when they turn their back on you and go get in their vehicle. So, it's ludicrous. It's stupid. I mean, they could just turn around and attack the cop. So, it's just all stupid. They're actually, no matter what, their life's in danger if they can't frisk the person when they get them out of the vehicle on a traffic violation. Only when they committed a crime that creates a person, a victim of a person, not of an entity that's a business, the state, or the U.S. Federal corporation. When you violate their policies, their regulations, they're not laws, you can't turn them into victims. A state's not a person. Only a person can be a victim. The United States Federal Corporation is not a person. Only a person can be a victim. So you cannot turn a state or the United States Federal Corporation, everybody calls a government, into a victim. They didn't create the laws. They're not people or persons. They're not man, human. A person is seen as human. A man or a woman, child, their words, a child, a parent. They don't use mother and father in court, they use parent, the parent of the child. Well, a child is their language. Parents, their language. No, that's your father and your mother, and you are probably a kid, but I'm not sure. But you're just, a loved one of the father and mother. You're not what they want to label you. When you let them label you what they want, then, and even a person, you're not a person. You don't work for the United States Federal Corporation. There's no birth certificate. You search for a U.S. birth certificate for you. See if there's a U.S. birth certificate with your name on it that says you were born in the U.S. If you're not born, if you don't have a birth certificate that you can't find that claims you were born in the U.S., you're not a U.S. citizen. You weren't born in Washington, D.C. The U.S. is a corporation that resides inside of Washington, D.C. And Washington, D.C. is a nation state. That's the nation. America's not a nation. Washington, D.C. is. It's not a regular state of America. It's not a regular state of the United States, because the United States Federal Corporation resides inside of Washington, D.C. It's its own separate piece of land sitting inside of a foreign country. They don't make us have passports on purpose, so we don't know that they're foreign. Because passports are for foreign countries, foreign nations. So, all this officer safety crap's bullcrap. It's just being used willy-nilly, just, so they can try to control you more. That's all it's used for, is more control. That's all it was created for, more control. And they can't order you around. They can ask you questions, but if you invoke the Fifth Amendment, they no longer can ask you questions. Because when you invoke the Fifth, you don't have to speak no more. They can't order you to speak because of that law. Fourth Amendment protects you, everything on you, everything in your vehicle. They can't search none of it unless you created a victim. That's a person. You committed an actual crime. You violate state regulations, edicts, policies, mandates, rules, ordinances, if I didn't say that. That's what you violate. You ain't breaking no law. They're not laws. And they're written for the people that work for the United States government and the states. You are not a U.S. citizen. You don't work for the U.S. government. There's no birth certificate record of you being claimed as a U.S. citizen. You're not a U.S. citizen. Until everybody on that's subbing to me, and the ones that do get to see this, until you can provide an actual federal corporate document stating that you're a U.S. citizen that was born in the U.S., the United States, Washington, D.C., you're not a U.S. citizen. So as long as you claim to be a U.S. citizen when you're not working for them and there's no birth certificate record to prove it, you're committing a felony or a federal offense. And you can go to prison. You'd be fined, go to prison, or both. And if they want to send you to prison, they'll fine you too. They don't care. You get out, you owe them. So you gotta pay them. Because you ain't paying that fine, I don't think, when you're in prison. Or if you are, it's extra time added on anyway to pay on that fine. So you're spending time in there on the sentence of committing a federal crime, and then spending time to pay for the fine you get. Back to back. So, and you're not a resident of a state. And when you take on the all caps name on the driver's license and the ID from the state DMV, then you work for them. Then you're a resident of the state, and you got to have an address to attach to that all caps name. So when you have that all caps name and then that address, you work for them, and you're a slave because you work for free to help them make money. That's why they demand you give them that driver license or ID, so they can see that you're a resident of the state. And they could do business with you, a corporation that you was turned into through that all caps name, corporate commercialized name. Look it up. UCC 1-201. Easy to look up. If you don't want to look that up and read it and go through it, take you 10 minutes out of your whole entire messed up life, then there's something wrong with you. You're mentally ill and you don't want to learn the truth. And especially all you trolls out there who work for the government trying to mislead people. Your opinions matter nothing to me. Nothing. Because you're the enemy. Y'all say we're the enemy. Well, that makes you my enemy. You claiming me to be your enemy? Well, you're my enemy. So I can say you're my enemy. Because you already done it. When you come and attack me. That's why my videos are demonetized, shadow banned. Don't get out to all my 149 subscribers. Or 148. No, it's 149. 149 subscribers. And only so many, I don't know, 60 people, 60 something people at most. And most of my videos has less than 60 views. That you look through my videos, look at the views. And look at how old they are. They should be over 100 views, over 200, over 1,000. Because I'm telling the truth. The truth is hidden. The truth can't get out. Because of the Google and the CIA and the FBI and whoever else. They don't want this truth out. They're your enemy. And you're backing them to make sure you stay there to slave. They like uneducated people like you. That's what Trump said. I love the uneducated. Because they'll follow me and the government, or so-called government. Good little uneducated sheeple. That lion is leading you into the den to be devoured. You all take care. Bye.